made this day possible. Thank you very much. Question Z, is that the next? All right.
Thank you. I got a couple of quick questions. Mayor Walsh first. How are you feeling about the move to phase 3 for the city of Boston?
You know, I think that all of the information, all the data that we're looking at right now is all going in the right direction. We work very closely. I work very closely with the governor, lieutenant governor. Our teams work very closely together, and I think we're monitoring it. Certainly, we're in a strong position right now, but I think that we've all acknowledged that if we see something going higher, we'll take the appropriate action. The governor's made that statement. I've made that statement. Other mayors around the Commonwealth. And I just think that the thing that separates us from other places around the country is that as states and cities shut down and as they reopened, while they were shut down, they weren't enforcing masks. They weren't enforcing certain curfews. They weren't enforcing some other things. And for the most part, we see here in Massachusetts people wearing masks, and that's having a very positive impact on keeping the rates down right now. And we want people to, as I've said in every press conference I've had, and the governor, lieutenant governor, it's about wearing a face mask. It's about making sure you wash your hands. It's about making sure you clean down surfaces. I told a story at my press conference today of a barber shop or a hair salon in Missouri, where two of the folks that work in there have tested positive for COVID-19. They both had over 140 clients come in and get their hair cut. Not one of those clients tested positive. Why? Because they were wearing face coverings, they were wearing gloves, and the folks that came in, the same thing. If we do that, we can keep the numbers down. And phase 3 really depends upon all of us being very, very responsible.
Thank you. And Sam, something that does concern me, I don't know if it's been addressed much. If a player tests positive, they have to immediately be quarantined, and so does everybody they've come in contact with, which would ostensibly be the entire team. What happens in that situation?
Yeah, thanks for the question. Thanks to Major League Baseball and the Players Association, we have about a 120-page document that has a set of health and safety protocols. And so we have contact tracing that is happening right now. We've been trained in that, and we will engage in even more frequent and rapid testing on a daily basis after a positive test is found. But the intake process, which is happening right now as we begin spring training or summer camp, as we're calling it, tomorrow, very wisely, I think, has a 48-hour period where our folks, including us in the front office, are being tested. We have a 48-hour window, and then once we're cleared, we can be in the same vicinity inside the park. But to be very clear, there are all sorts of protocols, including masks, including social distancing, including washing our hands, general hygiene, that will take place over the course of the season. It doesn't come without risk, but we are confident that we'll be able to pull it off and deliver a very unique baseball season for our fans.
Thank you.
Hi, Governor Baker. I know you didn't make the cut for a Red Sox mask, but maybe next year, next season.
Got it. It was just inside
Oh,
out.
okay.
Do I have it inside out? Oh, jeez. Okay.
That's all right. That's all right.
Still getting the hang of this.
Could you tell us what will it take to bring fans back into the stands? Would that require a vaccine and antibody testing?
Well, I hesitate to speculate about stuff that gets too far down the road because in many cases we continue to learn about coronavirus over time. And I've said this before, you know, if you go back to March 10th, that was only 115 days ago. The amount of things we've learned about coronavirus between March 10th and today, or the number of things we learned between, say, January 20th and April 20th, because this is a new virus, there's a constantly changing and growing set of facts and experiences about it that drive a lot of the decision making that takes place. And I think from where I sit, I generally speaking try to say we're making the best decisions we can based on the best data that's available from the experts that we talk to at this point in time. And when it comes to something like fans, especially when it comes to larger venues like this, I just hesitate to take a position one way or another, because I do know that for today, the answer to that question, based on what we're hearing from the public health folks and others, is no. But if you were to ask me what the answer to that question would be, you know, 3 months from now, I think it would depend a lot on the facts on the ground, the experiences, the data collection, and everything else. And it might mean the same answer, and it might not. But I hesitate to give an answer to a question that gets that far down the road, because there's been so much that we've learned, and frankly, so many things that have changed about what we would call the state of wisdom with respect to coronavirus just in the last 100 days.
And one quickly for Mr. Kennedy. Sam, have all the players been tested, and do you have any positive tests at this point?
Yeah, so the question was, have the players been tested, and have you had any positive tests? Yes, the players have been tested. Not every single one yet. We're finalizing the intake. We're not going to be releasing data as a club just yet. Major League Baseball is handling all of the testing, all of the data collection, and they plan to release data in the very, very near future. So we'll follow MLB's lead. They've taken over this process, which has been good for the industry, to make sure that we are all following the same health and safety protocols. And I think that data and its release will be important to get a sense of how we're doing. And the only way we're going to get through a Major League Baseball season, or a return to hockey, or return to basketball, is with effective testing, contact tracing, and the players and all of us and staff and management following those protocols.
And quickly, would you say the players are nervous about this, or are they anxious to hear the crack of the bat and the snap of the glove?
It's a great question. I'm sure everyone has some anxiety at some level about a return to play, but from my conversations with our guys, they are so excited to get going. You know, you don't get into professional sports or work in professional sports unless you have an absolute passion and love for the game. And the hardest part, I think, for all of us, all of you, has been that we can't be together in person. It's been painful. So this has been amazing to see Jackie Bradley Jr. and JD Martinez and Xander Bogaerts coming back together and getting to be reunited. We haven't seen each other since March 12th down in spring training. So it's been a bit of a homecoming week, and guys are really excited to get going.
Mr. Kennedy, while you're still up there, this is a question about media coverage for the Red Sox starting the opening day. You may have been watching the PGA Tour. They don't allow any media, local media, to attend, to get on the premises at all. So what's the game plan for local access for media, national access for media, and of course TV?
Yeah, we will have media access available here. Of course, Kevin Gregg and his team, and Zineb Curran and her team, will have their work cut out for them because there will be very strict health and safety protocols that will be followed. But there will be media coverage. Of course, our games will be on radio and television, streaming digitally, so the general public will be able to enjoy Red Sox baseball, but there will be media access and availability.
Who would have access for media? Do you pick them from written press?
Yeah, we'll pick them in concert with Major League Baseball, because we will have limits on a game-by-game basis.
And Sam, have you picked a second location for your summer camp? Is it all going to be here or one of the colleges?
Yeah, thanks to Father Leahy and Coach Mike Gambino up at Boston College, we will be staging some of our summer camp up at BC, and we're very grateful for that opportunity.